Hi, welcome back, and thank you for joining me again. I first off want to say thank you to everybody that has been reaching out to me and asking questions and giving me comments. It really makes me feel good to know that my videos are being watched and that I am hopefully helping and encouraging some people in this situation that I was in and continue to deal with. That I'm somehow helping, that I'm somehow being a support to them. I invite you to email me direct at nmarie350@gmail.com in the event that you do not want to just publicly post your comments. Again, nmarie350@gmail.com. Email me and I will respond as soon as I can to any questions or comments that you have. More than likely have not run into many situations that are unfamiliar, as I was married to a narcissist, was with a narcissist for 24 years. And consequently, my mother is also a narcissist. I'm digging through all of those issues right now in therapy. And so I really want to reach out and help people who have been emotionally and mentally abused. This is such a serious thing. So please feel free to email me. And also please share my videos with anybody that you might know. Share them on the Facebook pages that are out there to support us and to help us, that educate us. And there's so many people out there asking questions and wanting help and wanting guidance. And I hope I can offer at least a little bit of that. I had someone ask me about how to deal with a narcissist, that she had exited the marriage and is dealing with a narcissist and small children. I fortunately was not in that situation. I would say rely heavily on a counselor, rely heavily on a therapist who can help you get through that, who can maybe even help your children get through it so that they know what to expect. They may be too small, they may be too young to start understanding these things. I can assure you that as your children get older, they will start to see things for themselves. It will be a long haul. It will be a lot to deal with. In the meantime, raising the children jointly, if that's the way it must be. But as children grow, as they mature, they start to recognize the narcissist for who they are. And it's difficult to watch that happen. As a mature woman who was starting to put it all together a handful of years ago, when my kids started to realize it, when it became obvious to them that there was something wrong with him. This wasn't just mom and dad fighting all the time. There's a label, and he's textbook, and he's sick. It's an illness. There's something wrong. It's really eye-opening. It's sad to watch them realize it and be faced with it, because it takes some bad situations. It takes them being hurt to really come to terms with it, is basically what happens. I had someone ask me, who do you turn to for help? Who do you go to for support? As you know, you don't want to tell anybody about this. You don't want to talk to people about it. When you lean on some people who are very close to you, if you have close friends, chances are you don't, because they isolate us. They isolate us from everybody and everything, and they blame it on us, and you know the routine. Chances are you're probably not really close to anybody. Maybe you were. That was my situation, and I will tell you exactly how that happened. I had two close friends in high school. For the purposes of this video, I will call them Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise and I were very close in high school. Little partners in crime, ran around, have stories, so on and so forth. And just in life, had grown apart and not seen each other for quite some time. And within the last 2 years, I'd say, had gotten back in touch. And when I spent some time with them, we had a weekend away, girls' weekend away, which never occurred. And I think that scared my narcissist to death, because I flexed some independence in going away with them. and going away and spending a couple of days with just Thelma and Louise, just the three of us, really having fun, talking, just spending time together. And it was very eye-opening for me. We hadn't seen each other in years, and listening to them and catching up on their lives and their marriages. And I couldn't help but hold it all back. I had just lost my father, as I said, was very traumatic for me. And so it just all kept building. And when I told them what my marriage was like and how he was and how he treated me and the things he did do and the things he didn't do, they were floored. They couldn't believe it. They just said that they remembered the person that I was in high school, and they thought that that person would be treated like a queen, that that person would be worshipped by whoever she was with. And it was really eye-opening. And that's why I say you may not be close to people right now because of the narcissist that's in your life, but you know who those close people are, and you need to reach out to them. You need to talk to them. And I can assure you they will not understand at first. They'll say you're being over emotional, or aren't you being a little sensitive? Give them a couple of examples. Give them a couple of examples of what you deal with and what you've been dealing with, and that it is ongoing, that this isn't just we had a big fight type behavior. It's day in and it's day out. No marriage is perfect. No husband or wife is perfect. No one is without fault. But mental and emotional abuse is beyond that. It's daily. It's constant. It weighs on you from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. It is very, very serious. And so you need to talk to somebody that you trust. I highly suggest counseling. In my case, it was a bit of a joke. Going to counseling, no one really nailed him as a narcissist. I think we spent so much time fighting. I mean, one counselor said we were like sparring partners, like just pro boxers. We just came out swinging, and for every swing that he took, I took one, and we just went on and on and on. And that's all the sessions were, just constant fighting. And so it appeared as though, we were just this couple at odds, when really I was already at that boiling point. I just couldn't take it anymore. He pushed every button I had. Anything that came out of his mouth just infuriated me. I knew he was either lying or exaggerating to the counselor, or playing down things that he had said or done. And I would react to it. And I think the reason I was so incredibly emotional too is because I was, quite frankly, at my wit's end. I had a great deal of stress on me, work, my kids, our home, my family, on and off, dealing with my father's illness over the years. And I felt a tremendous sense of responsibility to him and to our family business. And it was just too overwhelming. It was too much. And it's different for everybody. I don't know, honestly, what it takes for people individually to make up their minds and say, I've had enough. This is it. I'm done. I'm out. For me, it was losing my father. For me, it was losing my father because he was the one positive person in my life. He was the one person who offered reassurance and positive affirmations. And he was the one that recognized my efforts. And when he was gone, it was just glaring. It was just this glaring revelation that all that was left in my life was negativity. My mother was really hard on me, and I wrote that off to her being a widow and grieving. The narcissist, of course, was extremely negative because that's all he knows. He doesn't know anything else. And I felt just completely lost. I felt just this sense of despair, drowning in negativity. I thought, this is it. This is all This is all I have left. And I just decided I couldn't do it anymore. And as I said in one of my previous videos, I have someone in my life now who's wonderful and supportive and loving and positive. And it took being with that person to realize there is more to life. And a lot of guilt went along with making my decision to be with that person. And through therapy and through the realization that narcissists have nothing to offer except negativity and just leeching off of you emotionally. As one of you mentioned, they're emotional vampires. Yeah, they completely suck the life out of you. I felt like my life was over. I didn't have anything to be excited about. I didn't have anything to look forward to. I felt like every day was just going to, one day was just going to run right into the next. Just get up, do the grind. Get up, do the grind. Our marriage was not, he's a narcissist. Our marriage, we simply went through motions. That's all we did. All we did was go through motions. We got up, we worked, we paid bills, dealt with kids. I vocalized that. Anything that you can think of, I vocalized it. And he either wrote it off to me being crazy, emotional, PMSing, asking for too much, wanting a fairy tale romance, wanting something that you see in novels or in movies, and that's just unrealistic. But that's funny because when I talk to other people and they share the things that they had with their spouses in their marriages, I thought it happens in other relationships. Why is this not happening in mine? He kept me so isolated. I had no idea what I was missing. It was the perfect storm. I was a stay-at-home mom for years until I started running our family business, which had me traveling approximately 6 to 8 times a year. And for a few days at a time, I would race back home for cheerleading and football and wrestling and all the things that my kids were involved in. I never missed a thing. I made sure that I was there, that the house was spotless when I left. The first thing I would do when I came back was make sure the house was spotless again, along with meeting my responsibilities with the business, along with meeting my responsibilities and being a wife and being everything that I thought I needed to be for him. I did it all. I honestly did it all. I gave 110% of myself throughout that entire marriage. And if you asked him about it, he'll give you a completely different story. And so it was perfect for him because even when I worked at home. I was extremely isolated. We had an office in our house if I wasn't traveling and working, which led me to go and stay at my parents'. It wasn't like I was off in, hotels, conventions, things like that. He knew I was going to be there with them, do my work, come home, and I worked from home. I didn't see anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. I wasn't in an office atmosphere. And one of the very first counselors that we went to spoke to the two of us together, and then he separated us. And the very first thing he asked me was, "Why have you not had an affair?" And I was floored. Again, everybody just keeps shocking me with their feedback and the things that they say when they talk to me in regards to our marriage. And I think that either he was feeling me out to see if maybe I had, because he couldn't believe how much I was ignored by this person, or maybe he felt like, wow, she is so emotionally neglected. What has kept her loyal to this man? And I was just stunned at his question. And I told him because I had not had an opportunity. That was my answer at the time because I was so emotionally starved. I was so emotionally starved. You can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Mine was constantly empty. It was always empty. And I know what that feeling is like. And it's wrong. Along with the abuse, along with the criticism, along with the control, along with all the things that you miss out on in life. I know what it's like. It has to stop. People have to understand that that's not where you need to be. You can leave. Life is out there waiting for you. Life is out there waiting for you. You need to go and live it. You need to leave. You need to just remove yourself. He had the perfect situation to manipulate me and make me believe his lies. I was so isolated. I believed everything he told me. I believed it all because I wasn't exposed to anything else, just him and his lies. And I remember telling one of the counselors, I feel so stupid. How could I have done this for so long? How could I have put up with this for so long? He told me, you were busy raising your kids. You were busy being a mom. And I don't know that I'll get any trophies anytime soon, but I gave being a mom everything I had. Everything that I had. I probably gave that more sometimes than him when I realized that being a mother was fulfilling, when I realized that my kids appreciated me, and when I realized that they were having successes because I was supporting them and loving them no matter what. I think I gave more to them because it fulfilled me more than giving to him. I always had to play good cop because he was the worst cop. He was bad cop, and forgive the puns given what's going on right now, but that's the best way I can put it. And he would tell me I undermine him, that I'm not a team with him, that we have to be a team when it comes to the kids. I could not support the things that he used to say to the kids. I couldn't support how much he berated them. That's not a way to parent. I never believed it was a way to parent. So we were always at odds over parenting. We were at odds over everything. So please share these videos. I will answer more questions. I will cover more topics. I believe in my last video, I was going to talk a little bit more about counseling and what a debacle that was. Please keep following. Please keep sharing. Please help other people that you think might be in this situation. And most of all, please talk to somebody. Please reach out and reach for support. Email me, nmarie350@gmail.com. I'll answer any questions you have. I will continue to share my story. There's a lot to be told, and I promise I will be as open and honest as I can possibly be so that you can understand my situation and grasp whatever you can from it. Thank you for watching. I will be back on another topic. Hopefully something that comes from a question or a comment. Otherwise, I'll be getting more into what happened when we did finally go to counseling, what his reactions were to the counseling, and more on having a toxic parent as well. I think a lot of us who end up in these relationships may not realize it, but at some point, yeah, we did have a toxic parent, and that's why it probably seems a bit normal to us to be in a relationship with a narcissist. So please keep watching. I'll be back really soon with the next video.